Welcome back to another edition of Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex45. Man, it's been a crazy weekend. You got Formula One happening, even though this is a motorcycle show. We had Ducati Race of Champions happening over there in Italy. Wasn't the outcome I expected, but it was still cool to see. Can't wait to chop it up with the guys and see their take on it. We got MotoAmerica coming up at Laguna Seca, iconic track. I'm looking forward to being there in person. Very excited about that. We got MotoGP kicking off before the last round before the summer break in the Saxon Ring. Marquez second favorite home. I think Coda might be his favorite track because he's been winning a lot. I want to thank all the subscribers, all the folks that are commenting. Really appreciate it, keeping us on our toes and telling us what's what. Keep it up. We're trying to keep it up on our end and keeping this thing exciting and fun. So really appreciate that. So go to beforevercool.com. Please sign up on the mailing list. Become a subscriber. Subscribe to our Patreon account. Help support the program. I'll really appreciate all of that. Also, our affiliates, Woodcraft. Go to woodcraft.com and mention Rexy and spend $100. Get a free T-shirt, get some merch, and get some cool race product, especially if you crash a lot. Shout out to Smitty. Get well. Also, Mark 10 Motorsports, Pirelli Tire, mention Be Forever Cool, get 10% off some race slicks. He does ship, so it doesn't matter where you are in the country. At least you can save some money, and we're trying to do it. We got some more stuff coming down the pipeline that we can't wait to tell you guys about and stuff like that. So, we're trying to save you a little bit of money when we can. So, with no further ado, though, let's bring the gang in and see what's what. Got a lot to talk about. Tonight, TJ, man, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Recovering from this past weekend, but I got it all together now. Had a long weekend at the track, but it was fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw you out there, man. It seems like you were putting in some work. We're going to talk about it definitely with the gang. It's a cool thing you did. The Writers Foundation. I had Titanium on the show. It's pretty impressive to get folks to come out that's been injured, regardless if it's motorcycle injury or other injury. If you got a brain, we'll get you on a bike. And that's cool, man. I mean, Jaylen Brown, no longer Celtic. I mean, any thoughts on that?
I think Brad said something today, but I didn't really catch it. But it's just whatever is said to me. It's just an excuse, just getting rid of someone that I don't know. They felt that was a little controlling on it, that they couldn't control. So, but I don't know. I guess we move on. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching the Celtics until we find something that's more satisfying. Stick to my race season right now.
No, I feel the same way. I think that this is when they talk about Big Brother. I mean, this is I don't know who it is in the organization that felt like we'd rather get some idiot on the team than a guy who can teach at MIT and do really cool stuff for the community, speak his mind and show what it's like. To be a brother and be smart. And that's very unfortunate. It's very blatant. I feel you. I stopped watching the NFL many years ago. I was really watching basketball anyway, but at this point, I feel you. I don't know if I'm going to be, turning on a channel and rooting for the Celtics because this was a bad look on the city. It was a bad look on the organization. I know they're new owners. I know that I don't know what they care about or don't care about, but everything starts from the ground up. And when you have too much money and you don't see that, you're gonna lose it. And I think that's what's gonna happen. It's a bad look.
Yeah, I mean, not just the Boston fans, but everybody else who just don't understand the situation, don't understand why it was made and what the trade was traded for.
No doubt.
It sucks for Paul George too, because like he's probably seeing all this news and he don't feel welcome. But
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, listen.
he's already about to retire.
It's a good transition. Let me see if I can get this thing right. Reese, man, how do I fill out an application to become a Philly fan?
Come on over, man. We'll take you, man. Come on over to Philly, man.
It seems like Philadelphia and Pennsylvania has done a lot for Black people since the beginning of this country. Matter of fact, we just celebrated 250 years, but Philly's always been there for us. So I think I might have to submit an application.
When you become a Philly fan, man, you gotta love and hate the team, man. You gotta love them when they're winning, hate them when they're losing, and just show yourself, man. Show your true colors.
Yeah, hey, listen, man, y'all better treat that boy right, man. Y'all got something. Y'all got to steal.
Yeah, that was a steal, man. I mean, it's weird, but it was something. That was something to see. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how the heck y'all pull that one off?
Right. Now, is Philly fans gonna embrace his bravado?
That's to be determined. That's to be determined. I mean, Philly's a rough place to play in, man. You got to have some thick skin to play over there.
All right, no doubt. We're gonna see, man. It's crazy. You ready for MotoAmerica?
Yeah, I'm actually ready. I'm here in Sacramento. I'm about to catch this rental car and drive down to Laguna. Weather's nice. It looks like it's gonna be a nice weekend for us. So it should be fun this weekend, man.
All right, no doubt. I'm gonna see you there. So it's gonna be
I'll see you there.
We're gonna have a whole bunch of fun. Lewis, man, welcome to the show. I mean, you got the Hornets. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm sure you guys just lost one of the Ball brothers. So I don't know what do you got to say about Jaylen Brown and his trade to Philly.
That I'm a Knicks fan. I just live in Charlotte.
There you go.
I don't go to any of the sports here, so I don't. Charlotte Hornets, Charlotte Panthers, nothing here. Like Charlotte the Hurricanes. I don't watch any of the sports here. Like I watch Yankees, Knicks, Giants.
Right. So what do you think of the trade? And I mean, one of your boys got caught up in it too because he's a Celtic now, big man. So
it's good for them, man. It happens every year. People have to move around. Contracts have to be wiggled. Salaries have to be, accommodated and so forth. Like you have to pick who you want to keep and who you want to let go if you don't have a contract in place. So, it's just part of the game in every sport, not just basketball, but, football, baseball, motorcycle racing. The silly season happens to every single sport. The only thing is the silly season in motorcycling is a little bit sillier because there's only so many seats.
Right. But this is a ridiculous trade, right?
Oh yeah, no. It is it's one of the. Again, I don't care because it's the Celtics. I hope they never win again because I'm a Knicks fan. But it is one of the dumbest trade combinations that I've ever seen. I don't understand what the end goal is for what the trade was for.
Right.
Like, what do you? At the end of the day, are you trying to like rebuild? Are you just moving jerseys around? Like, I don't get it. It made no sense.
We saw what it was like when it's one superstar on the team. We saw it with Pierce. We've seen it with Iguodala when he was in Philly. We've seen it with Allen up in New York as a Knicks. When you're the only one shooting lights out. Well, you got like 5-6 years of doing that.
Maybe. I mean, at a certain point as a player, you do want to win. And, if you're putting up 20, 30 points every night and you're still catching L's, like at a certain point, you would ask for a trade because you're like, man, I just got to get out of here because I'm just wasting my talent here. I would like to get a ring at some point.
Right.
Some of that sweet playoff bonus money.
It's tough, man. The people with a lot of money, they make this. They can lose $300 million and just write it off.
Yeah. Who's that? Let me know. I know where they can lose $300 million right here.
Speaking of losing, VR46 Academy Lost Biggio next season. He's a factory Red Bull guy. Grassini lost Alex Marquez, probably the most winningest Grassini rider to date. If I had to guess, start looking at numbers, right? You know, what does that say for Ducati, guys? We start with TJ. What does that say for Ducati losing two guys? Granted, they had to go where the money is. KTM wanted them. They're on factory seat. Is it a win for them? Is it more about like, let me get this money and flip this money into something else and to start thinking about my retirement? I know we say 2027 is a clean slate. These guys have been making motorcycles for a very long time. So it ain't really a clean slate. What are your thoughts, TJ, on these two guys moving over to KTM?
I mean, it's a good opportunity for them. For Ducati, I mean, it's definitely a loss. You definitely gonna have to fill the shoes of what Digi's been doing for sure. Definitely Alex Marquez. Alex has put his all into it. I mean, he's gotten hurt and he's won some, races, but to fill those shoes to get someone back to like top 5 level, you just gotta hope to see what you get. And I mean, it is a clean slate going into 2027, so hopefully they got the right pieces to go forward. But I don't think they're gonna miss out so much. I mean, they got the right bike, so whoever's on that bike will fit in perfectly. I mean, Ducati has always the right package, so I mean, they are losing the talent, but anyone they get, I'm sure it will fit right in. But it will take time.
Right. Well, we'll move on to Reese with that. Anyone they got, they did almost get anyone. They got Mir and they got David.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They get Mir.
So these two anyones, Reese, I mean, what are your thoughts on these two guys moving on to bigger and better pasture? I don't know if they're going to be on a podium. And then like you heard TJ, can Mir and Davio Alonso fill the shoes of what Alex was doing over there, and even Furman Alligator, because again, Furman is nice when he's ready.
Right. I mean, I hope Juwan Mir keeps that crash cost down. Hopefully he can not crash himself out all the time and, do some great things over there. I mean, losing, Digi and them over there, that's a big blow. And losing Alex. So that's 2 big blows right there for anybody, for Ducati. As far as help coming in with the support teams. So that did hurt, but you are gaining some knowledgeable riders. I mean, you did get Aldegar going to VR46. I mean, we still kind of hear the rumors of, another rider going over to VR46. So, I mean, hopefully they can still do some work. And like I said, with Mir, man, it's still up in the air for me as a person to keep the crash cost down. Cause if that crash cost goes up, it's going to be worse than that KTM bill.
Right.
So
let me ask you this before I move on to Lewis. Do you think Alex Marquez is a better rider than Mir?
Honestly, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at me. I think so. The Mir? Yes.
I mean, the body of work, not just like one season.
Always going past this.
I think so. I always say so.
Okay, all right. So I know where Lewis is landing on. It's a come up for
Lewis is waiting on it, but I'll let Lewis go ahead and chime on that one. I think so.
What are your thoughts, man, Lewis, on Digia moving on? And I saw a little clip of his I don't know, I don't want to say acceptance, but farewell speech, because we still got well over half a season to go. But it seems like he was very teared up. I think if VR46 Academy could afford to keep him, he would have stayed with them. What are your thoughts on these two guys leaving Ducati, going to KTM factory seats?
Addition by subtraction, man. You know what? DG and Alex Marquez, until they got on Ducati, weren't anything very special. They weren't. And now they're going to be on the shittiest bike, or one of the shittiest bikes on the grid, a bike that loves to shut off for no apparent reason, that they can't seem to get to work on every single track. that only one rider has been really successful at it over the past 2 years. So it's addition by subtraction. You know what? They're going to go on a bike that's going to limit their abilities to win. They're getting a nice check because when you're a factory rider, you get all the factory rider perks. You get the nice factory rider money. But at the end of the day, the Gian Antonio is going to have to move over to leave Monster as his sponsor because it's a Red Bull team. Same thing. Alex Marquez will keep Red Bull because he's a Red Bull rider already. But I think the winners here are Johan Mir and Hidalgo. They made out like bandits. They're going to get on the best bike in the grid, and everybody that is thinking that, Johan Mir can't ride. Johan Mir rides the shit out of any bike he gets on. And he just happened to, again, that factory money be tempting you like, oh, got to get that factory money. And then you end up in the factory gravel trap because you're on a Honda that wasn't very competitive. It's just now starting to get a little bit better. It's starting to get more competitive, but it still doesn't have the cornering ability and stability that the Aprilia and the Ducati have. And it's going to be a while because Honda's been working on this forever. And next year they're going to a new motor. So it's not like they're going to instantly figure out all the problems in the first year.
Right.
So the guys that are going to go to Honda, which, right now it hasn't been made official, but we know Johan Zarco is definitely going to Honda. And, we have some rumors about who's going to be that second guy at factory Honda.
Oh, at this point, it's
Diego Moreira.
Again, Quartararo, right? So Quartararo is there.
And Moreira is reportedly going to be there. That'll be the factory team.
Okay. Do you think we're going to get bumped up for 27, huh?
Yeah, that's right now. That's what's being reported is that Diego Moreira and Quartararo will be the factory Honda guys. Zarco, if he stays, will be alongside David Alonso, which will also get reportedly moved up. So there's going to be a lot of rookies coming in. And look, Johan Mir won on Suzuki when very few people can win on it. The dude knows how to ride. He's one of those smooth riders that needs a bike that works a certain way to be competitive.
A bike that is consistent.
That can turn. And we know that Ducati can turn. We know that Ducati can go fast. We know that Ducati is very stable under braking. We know all of these things about Ducati. I think Johan Mir is going to have the opportunity to resurge his career and have a second life to his career by going to Gresini. So we know that the team can put together a good bike, and the team as a team works very well. So there's no reason why he shouldn't adapt.
Yeah, winning bikes for sure.
And it's a winning bike. It's a top 5 bike every race.
And think about how quickly Alex Marquez turned around when he got on the first year on Gresini.
From what bike did he come from?
Yeah, Honda. Yeah,
Honda. Okay.
So day one, Mir is going to be fast.
At least he should reduce his crashes by 97% in the first year. So all these people that are sending the meme around that the back of the truck is just full with the front fairings for Gresini, like you guys need to chill out. What that entire pass that he's going to leave behind a Honda, I'm guarantee you he can't leave fast enough. And I think one of the reasons DG was crying is not just because he's leaving a great team for a lot of money, is because he realizes his days of seeing the front of the grid are numbered. He's crying because he's like, man, I'm glad I'm getting all this money. It's going to suck watching everybody else win. But still, I got this money.
He bought his dream car, man. He bought his dream car. So that money.
He could buy his dream car. He could buy his dream house, but he's never going to buy that dream win. And he's never going to see that dream championship on a KTM.
I won't say never, but it's really going to be hard to beat 6 Ducatis.
I'll say never. I'll say never right now.
All right.
He got a better chance of winning the gold in women's gymnastics. There you go.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to all this too, Louis. I'm like, hey, look, remember back in the day? Remember this day at this time?
Trust me, man. By the time the KTM wins a MotoGP championship, we all be retired from this, bro. We'd be too old.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a part on Mir too. I mean, everybody's going to it.
Mir is going to have a significantly better and more consistent result with the Ducati than he ever will with Honda. Nobody can win with Honda, man. It's just a known thing.
Right. I think Mir is a better rider than Digia. and Alex Marquez, and we saw what they were able to do on the Ducati and what they're doing on the Ducati. But I feel like Mir is a better rider as well, and I think on the right bike, we'll get to see that next year. Speaking of the right bike, we had, I mean, you might want to duck out for this part, Reese, but, we had the Race of Champions with Ducati over there in Mazzano. It was pretty cool to see. It's pretty dope. I think other manufacturers should do something similar to see and bring all the riders from pretty much a lot of the big classes. I didn't see anyone from the Australian or the Canadian League or anything like that. So, but America was in the building, which was pretty dope to see. A Happy Cyrene from over in Asia. He was in the building as well. Again, pretty dope to see because the Ducati didn't they didn't have to do that, but they brought all these riders in. Kayla got to test ride the Marquez MotoGP bike.
Ducati
and Bulaga's bike. I mean, Ducati's doing something really huge with this Race of Champion things, and it's mostly for the fans. So at the end of the day, these riders are just showing up like it's a I don't want to say a charity event, but it kind of is. What are your thoughts on what Ducati did? The race itself, TJ, really going out there and shine. Granted, I think the MotoGP guys they're thinking about championships. But what are your thoughts on it, man?
No, I think you got it spot on. I think what Ducati does in a whole as a community, they bring a lot of people together. And, the fact that I think they do this almost every year to bring on not the top racers, but a lot of good racers from all different classes. It's pretty cool to see Marc Marquez out there with PJ Jacobsen and Nicola Buga.
Yeah.
Even Fabio Di Giannantonio out there, so I think it's just cool. It's like more like an all-star game feel, but with just your own brand. So, I think it's really cool what they do, and I think other brands should do the same thing instead of like a Yamaha day or like a Honda day. It should be like a an event like this. Pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, and
of course, Bulaga stole the show.
Right. Well, I'm gonna ask the technical guy on the show about that because it's pretty interesting. But it seemed like it was like a 5-day thing where the fans, the Ducati owners got to ride through Italy to get to the track and stuff like that. So it's like Dream Weekend if you're from the Caribbean or Carnival or any festival that's multiple days. It's pretty huge to see. But Reese, from the technical side, you watch. I assume you watched the race. Like you heard TJ say, Bulaga stole the show. But did he steal the show, or was these other guys just not pushing? We saw that Baldassarri was pushing, and the other young 22-year-old Italian kid who finished second, Sura, I think his name is, was pushing. But it seemed like everybody else was kind of, not necessarily pushing at the same level. It looked like PJ was like maybe a second, and maybe a little bit behind the fast guys. Is it the Pirelli tire? So I know there's a lot in what I just said, but from a technical standpoint, what are your thoughts on what you saw?
I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, there's something you did say that was spot on. I mean, you got to look like these guys aren't pushing. I mean, these guys are really worrying about the championship in their own series. I mean, they're trying not to. I don't want to get hurt. I mean, this is all pretty much for. I almost want to say kind of like bragging rights and just kind of for fun. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, we're at the point where we're looking for the bigger picture. Like, hey, we're trying to win a GP championship, or we're trying to win a manufacturer championship. For those kind of guys, as far as like PJ coming over there, I mean, one, you kind of don't know the layout of the track that well, and then you're kind of going on Pirelli tires. And the biggest thing I know from World Superbike, when we went over there with the Pirelli tires, you got to learn to trust that front end. The front end is the biggest thing over there. And if you don't learn to trust that front end, you're not going to push it to its limit. Even just leaving the shop, like I said, leaving the shop a couple of days ago, we were talking about that. And it's when you don't have that feel, like same way Bobby, it takes a while to build that confidence up. And if you look at like Garrett, it took him a whole year to build that confidence up in that front end to be able to trust that tire to like, hey, this tire can handle what I'm throwing at it. So it takes that time. So those Pirelli tires are different. Lewis will tell you the same thing. It just takes that time and confidence level to push. So that's for PJ, and PJ's worrying about a different level as well. He's probably worrying about that. But it was great for the fans to see everybody out there to just get a whole run, go through the town. So it was kind of fun, and get to see Kayla out there. She's on the MotoGP and Marquez's bike and Bulaga's bike, doing hot laps. So it was kind of fun to get that. It's just the experience and the level of time, and you're out there getting trained and coached by the best. I mean, you're out there getting coached by Casey Stoner, talked to from Mark Marquez, Bulaga, all the factory guys and everybody else. So it's kind of for them too. They kind of get a level of experience, different insights or experience.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk about Kayla some more after we hear Lewis's take, because it's pretty crazy. But Lewis, man, I mean, you saw what Ducati did. You're in the side of the business of bringing people out and creating a beautiful event. What are your thoughts, man?
I don't know if I should answer, man. I'm gonna get so much hate mail.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I mean, Ducati put on a great event for their 100th anniversary, paid for by all the Desmo overpriced services that have been done over the last 100 years to make sure that their bikes keep running. So they would like to thank all their customers for paying out the ass for Desmo services. And here's your big party. After 100 years of Desmo services, we're going to have this big party. But if one thing Ducati does know how to do is they know how to put on a great event. Like, you guys saw only a part of it. Outside of the venue, there was a lot of other support vendors actually supporting the event that was there. So we were, Dainese was there with like a big setup, and Pirelli was there with a big setup, and all these other support vendors, because it was such a big, well-organized event that Ducati put on there. They had, like you were saying, they had people from all over the world coming there, paying good money to attend this event just because they bought into the Ducati environment, the Ducati brand. And if you're going to go to Italy, I've gone to Italy many, many times. It's not a cheap trip. It's a very long flight. And I'm sure renting Ducatis during the past week has been a little bit more expensive than in other times, because they know people want Ducatis to ride. Yeah. So, it brought a lot of money to the area. It brought a lot of fans to the area. It shows the kind of outreach that they have, not just in the U.S., because the U.S., I think, is still one of their biggest markets, but just globally, to see people from all different walks of life, from different parts of the world, all coming together to celebrate something that they mutually love, not just motorcycling, but this brand. Right. And when you said, why don't other people do this? Why don't other brands do this? Because other brands don't have that brand equity with their customers. Outside of Harley Davidson, who's lost a lot of brand equity in the last few years, who else has brand equity like that? If Honda had an event like that in Japan, how many people from Atlanta do you think are going to fly to Japan for a Honda event?
I'm going.
Well, all right, one dude. There's going to be one guy from Atlanta.
I got a Honda lawnmower, but I'm going.
But I'm saying, compared to a Ducati, what they've built, I think the next closest company, and they're still a long way off, but the next closest company that has that kind of brand equity is BMW. Has that brand equity, but mainly with their adventure touring market. People love the GS. People are invested in the GS. Yeah. The S1000 is still, a growing product. It doesn't have the brand equity that, Ducati has with the Monster, with the Panigale, with the 1098, the 916, the 999, the Super Sport. I mean, they have 100 years worth of models.
The Scrambler.
The Scrambler. I mean, everything, man. And again, this is why other brands can't do this. Nobody's going to a Honda event. Nobody's going to a Yamaha event. Nobody's going to Suzuki event. I mean, outside of me, I'll go. As long as the flight is cheap.
I'll be there.
Nobody's going to a Kawasaki event. It's Ducati, it's Harley Davidson, it's BMW for a certain segment. And to be honest, I think this should open the eyes to the Piaggio group of what's possible if you capture the imagination of your customers.
Yeah.
Because Aprilia, Piaggio, Vespa, Moto Guzzi, that group of brands are all under the Piaggio umbrella. And they do have the opportunity to do something like this if they manage and grow the brand, grow brand equity, and grow that interaction with their customers, and grow this loyal fan base. But Ducati's done an incredible job, and I got to give them a bunch of props for what they were able to do and bring together.
I agree. Let me ask guys, because I don't even know how to phrase it, so I'm just going to throw it out there. But let's talk about Kayla for a little bit. Now, I was at the Ridge, and if I didn't hear it with my own ears, I would not have believed the amount of guys that do not want her to win. I'm just like on the strength of GP. So I want to put that out there because there are a bunch of dudes out here that just don't want her to win because she's female. What does
it's not other riders. It's just fans. Regular fans.
I'm shooting, so people are just yapping, and I'm just a fly on the wall, right? Okay. I'm just hearing people. I'm minding other people's business while I'm shooting, essentially, right? But it's kind of, there's kids around. There's other women around. It's like, if I can hear it, you know what I'm saying? But so with that instead, I think there's a good amount of the world that don't want her on a bike with guys is the best way I can say that. Which is weird, right? Or maybe you're not on the track at all. But what does it say for Ducati to put her on Marc Marquez's bike, to put her on Bulagur's bike, to put her out here to the world? Because now I don't know if there's any other women that's had the fortune to ride a MotoGP bike, much less a super bike. So what does it say for that? And where does she go from here as far as what she took from, the weekend? I mean, we're not in her head, but what do you suspect she might take? We'll start with TJ on, just her having that opportunity. If you want to talk about, the knuckleheads that think that, she should just lose because she's a woman.
I'll let you guys elaborate a little deeper on that because I didn't see much of it. But I think with Kayla, from her young age to where she is now, she's built herself such a good resume, and her skill level where she is now, especially being on a Ducati, for them putting on an event, for her being there, I think it's definitely worth it for her to get an opportunity to ride that motorcycle. It's just to show, I don't know, it's just show women can, have the opportunity to be here as well. It's just another example to show. Obviously, women can ride, but just to participate in an event as a whole, she is taking on something different by going to this event and doing that. So I don't know if that means something that, she might be a face over there eventually. But, it's kind of like a key to the door in a way. So,
right.
But hopefully, we can see that she can take that event, that destination. But as far as people trying to say that that they don't think she should win, I don't understand that. That's kind of crazy talk, and I think it should be exciting for a female to prove that she can beat all the guys, and she's already proven that she can get pole and all that good stuff. So her time's going to come. So I feel bad for those who are saying that, but yeah, I don't understand that part. I don't know how you heard that, but that's some crazy talk right there.
Yeah. Reese, man, what are your thoughts on her getting the opportunity? Obviously, we know if you follow the sport at all, Ducati and other brands kind of reward folks with these kind of opportunities when they're doing really well. It's almost like, getting an all-star nod in a sense because you're doing a great job.
I mean, I think it's kind of stupid for anyone to sit there and say they don't want her to win. It's kind of dumb. It's almost like we go to the WNBA and go to Caitlin Clark situation.
Right.
Let's take it, if she did win this series in Supersport, it's going to bring, as a rider, you should ride this wave. Because at the point is going to also bring in new eyes, new people, and it may bring in different sponsors. It may bring in different people of atmosphere to see the sport, to pay into the sport, to put into the sport. So ride that wave. If she does win, it's great for her. She deserves it, but then it's also great for the sport and industry because it's bringing in new faces and new eyes. It's the same thing that, a lot of people talk so much about the bagger class. But look how many eyes is brought into the series. So for that, I mean, just ride the wave and enjoy it while it's here. And if it brings in more sponsors, which is most likely is going to be, or more eyes, enjoy that wave, because she's helping bring it and helping a different side of that light bring it. And then also, new ways for her, maybe in, like TJ said, a new window, a new door for her to go overseas and represent, our flag over there, represent us, because we have Mallory Dobbs over there in the WCR. I mean, she's struggling a little bit, but she can go over there and do something with that, maybe win or do anything else. I mean, so you guys, people that are saying they don't want her to win, it's kind of stupid, because at the end of the day, you want an American person, whether it's a female, male, whatever it is, over there in the other country to represent us and to win.
Yeah. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I mean, you're at the rounds. Am I the only one that's heard that kind of talk as you're walking through the race area, the tracks?
I mean, I've heard some fans, sit there and say, I don't want her to win. I don't want her to win. I'm like, I don't say nothing because it's not my place. And, still working for a team and working for factory teams. And it's just kind of dumb. It's just, to me, it's kind of dumb. I mean, it doesn't matter to me who wins. I mean, yeah, of course, you want your team, your brand to be up top. But at the end of the day, a win is a win for the sport. And if the sport can grow, then let it grow. Then, you guys, I've always said it so many years. It's like, if you want the sport to grow, you want more seats, you want more rides, you want more factories, don't complain about the way it goes to get there. Embrace it and help grow it. Because if you're complaining, then you're not helping it. You're hindering it.
Right. No, I agree. Lewis, man, your thoughts on her getting those 2 rides, getting a nod from Ducati?
I think it's great that she got the opportunity to even go to the Ducati event. I think it's great that she got the opportunity to ride Marc Marquez or the MotoGP and the World Superbike spec bikes that were out there. I know for the MotoGP bike, the only thing they changed was they took the carbon brakes off and they put steel rotors on. But you get an opportunity like that. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, man. Even if they told me I couldn't get out of 4th gear, I would do the entire track in 4th gear and enjoy. And the smile, you couldn't wipe it off my face for a month.
If I could just sit on it and not leave the paddock.
Yeah. If I could just turn it on while sitting on it and then get off of it, like I'd still be, it'd still be a joy. It's one of those things in this sport. It's one of those cool little things that just being there and being able to even get close to those bikes for us that have a real passion for this, what I mean, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a smile on your face. It's a kid in a candy store getting the kid the candy he's always wanted. So it's great that she had these opportunities, and I hope that she's able to maintain this relationship with Ducati long term, because I really think that of all the manufacturers that are in the paddock, Ducati gives her the biggest opportunity to get exposure outside of the paddock. And obviously, I think we said it in a chat, Ducati wants to ride this wave. This is a great opportunity that, as a marketing person, this is a great marketing opportunity. You have somebody that brings something unique, something different, that is also competitive on the bike. It's not like she's out there, finishing second to last. She's actually out there. She's competing at the front, and it had nothing to do with gender. She has talent. She has skill. And in the class that she's in right now, she's very competitive. And I think she'll continue to be competitive. And anybody that doesn't want her to win or is kind of poo-pooing on her winning is very short-sighted. We're trying to grow this sport. We're trying to grow it in a positive way. We're trying to make sure that we can get more people to come to the sport, men, women, children, whatever it is. We want more people to come to the sport, more eyes on the sport, more attention on the sport. And even if she can increase that by 1%, I'll take that 1%, man, because that's 1% more than what we have now. We're still a small group. I look at NASCAR. NASCAR is massive. One NASCAR event brings out more people than 7 MotoAmerica events. Like, it's that big. We have a long way to go to grow this sport. We're in a sport where less than 2% of the licensed population in the US has a motorcycle endorsement. And of that 2% that has a motorcycle endorsement, I think only like 60% actually currently own a motorcycle or are actively riding a motorcycle.
It's not a lot of people.
is not a lot of people. And if you look at some of the statistics that are out there, most people that are in this sport, earlier in the 2000s and the 90s, the average age was like between 20 and 30 of like somebody that was actively riding a motorcycle. And now the range is more in the 40s, where somebody will have 3 or 4 motorcycles. So the amount of people riding motorcycles versus the registration looks crazy, because it actually looks like everybody that rides a motorcycle owns 3 bikes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Lewis.
I don't know what you're talking about either, because it's not like I own 3. But you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like, why are you going to limit something that can bring new eyes to the sport? She can bring new eyes to the sport, anything like that. And if it's positive too, I mean, if it was somebody that brought new eyes to the sport because they killed a busload of kids, I don't want that kind of attention.
Right.
But if it's somebody that's being positive, that's doing something unique, that's bringing this attention, we should relish it. We should celebrate it instead of poo-pooing on it. I think it's very short-sighted. And, these are the same people that, I hate to say it, man, these are probably the same people that when nobody's around, they're like, and they'll drop an M-bomb. Because that's the people. That's that mentality, man. That's that small thinking,
I agree. Speaking of trying to set records, the UK, Bobby Shakes was on. He'll be excited. He might not be excited about World Cup, but that's a whole different story. Formula One was at Silverstone. Record crowds, the highest crowd ever attendance, any motor sport event, over 500,000 people. I think 540,000 plus people attended.
And they got screwed.
I mean, we have Ferrari 1 and 3.
Yeah, under a safety car, man. They should have pulled that safety car and had a one last final lap, just race to the finish, rubbing tires, banging. Like what? They finished under the safety car, man. That's the weakest cop out anywhere, man.
Yeah, absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That was pretty bad. But outside of that, what are your thoughts quickly, guys, on the record crowd? Because the owners of Formula One also own MotoGP, and I assume they're looking at these numbers. And I keep saying the Liberty Media stock is not looking too bad right now. What are your thoughts on being able to get that kind of crowd out to an event?
Well, it's a great turnout, and since they took over with MotoGP, I'm just waiting to see, MotoGP get some effect of that. That Formula One always gets those big crowds, but that is pretty cool to have a record crowd. I didn't see much of it because obviously I was so busy this weekend, but that is really cool to have that turnout. I mean, each track they go to is pretty similar. I mean, they don't have record numbers. I don't know how many seats they can hold here, but we're just waiting for that to trickle over to our side, knowing that they took over, knowing they're trying to, make it kind of similar in a way, or see.
Right. Reese, man, when you hear them numbers, does it? I mean, MotoAmerica is not owned by Liberty, but does it give you hope for the sport as far as motorcycle racing is concerned, that our numbers can maybe even get to a quarter of what they're doing in the U.S.?
Oh, man, I mean, I hope so. I mean, it can get there. I mean, if you look at the number from where MotoAmerica started to where it is now, it actually grew. So hopefully it can get there. Hopefully, like, TJ said, hopefully it trickles over to the GP side, and then, whatever, a little bit that trickles over to the motor industry side for the USA. And then it helps us grow. So, I mean, getting record-breaking numbers like that, I didn't get a chance to see the race because I was actually trying to get over here to Laguna. But, hopefully that does help us and trickles into our world, and helps us out. It only can help.
Right. Lewis, I'm sure you verified the numbers.
Yeah, I went through all the numbers. And just to give you like a little bit of reference point. So like the highest attended NASCAR event, like the 3-day weekend, I don't ever go by the race day. I go by the 3-day weekend. The highest attended NASCAR 3-day weekend was estimated to have a crowd about 350,000 over a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
And if my numbers are correct, the highest attended MotoGP event ever over a 3-day weekend was 300,000.
Sounds about right.
And this over a 3-day weekend was close to 600,000, 560 something thousand people.
Right.
So Liberty Media owns 2 properties that have a combined possible attendance of close to 1 million people, between 560,000 at the very high end of Formula One and 300,000 at the very high end of MotoGP. At some point, Liberty Media has to bring these 2 entities together at the right location that can hold 1 million people.
Right.
And do a spectacle event, man, because people will come out, and it will not only introduce MotoGP people. I mean, I think MotoGP people follow Formula One for the most part because Formula One is the more popular.
Yeah.
But if we could get some of that Formula One crowd to start to invest in MotoGP again, then we're going to see overall motorcycle numbers and racing events for motorcycling possibly tick up 5, 6, 8%, whatever it's going to be. But it's a positive. It's very positive for motorsports in general to have such huge turnouts. And we're seeing spectator sports like NASCAR and MotoGP and Formula One and all these other events. We're starting to see them tick up. Even here in the US, MotoAmerica numbers are ticking up. At some tracks, they're having record turnouts. At other tracks, they're kind of flat just because the tracks themselves don't really bring a lot of people. They're not located in an area that can actually bring a lot of populace to the track.
More closer to the track.
Yeah, I think MotoAmerica just needs to move a couple of events to some different tracks that have more fanfare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could get more people, because if you think about a place like Florida, South Florida, the closest event to Florida would be Barber or Road Atlanta. And if you go to Barber or Road Atlanta, you're pretty much cutting out the lower half or the lower third of Florida. So if you did an event, if you found a track somewhere in Florida and did a MotoAmerica event in Florida, you could technically pull from, I think, a population that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 22 million people.
Right. I mean, I think Daytona could be that spot. I don't want to dive into the weeds too much. But Daytona, I don't know about Homestead, but I see what you're saying.
I think we just need to move some of these races to other places that have bigger population density. Like that's, what I really think. If you look at the tracks that are most popular, Road America. Road America is in the backyard of Harley Davidson. It's the heartland of America. These people want to come out to the weekend and with their kids and watch racing. Road Atlanta has a pretty decent turnout considering, all things. Barber had a great turnout this year. Like, it was amazing. Again, type of a heartland. They want to do something together with the families. The overall cost is not that expensive for a family of 4 to go for the weekend, camp out, enjoy the event, everything like that. I think they just need to move a few races. I think COTA, I understand why they like to do COTA because it's a world-class event, but it's the middle of nowhere and it's not going to bring a ton of people out. And even if it does, it still looks empty because it's such a massive track that unless you bring out 180,000 people, even with 180,000 people, it looks kind of empty.
Yep. I was going to say, 'cause it's massive out there.
Yeah.
But things hopefully will change. Before we move on to what's coming this weekend and all the craziness, TJ, let's talk about your weekend this past weekend. I was fortunate enough to interview Titanium 1000 on the podcast last month or maybe the month before now. He's doing a really cool thing. They got this rider program foundation to help riders who have been injured and hurt and get them out to the track and stuff like that. And from what he's saying, they're trying to cover everything for riders. TJ, you were able to, and thanks for the plug because you connected us for the interview. You were able to do an event this weekend for riders and stuff. Let's talk about your weekend and what it was like, and and give us a little bit about it, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a hot one. But before the riders, for the Ride Again Foundation, I was there Friday. I did a track day with Cyclesmith. It was very fun. Very fun.
Yeah, Palmer.
Palmer. It was very hot, 100 degrees. I mean, I don't know how these guys do it out all day on these bikes and these suits, but that was fun. But going into the weekend, Sunday was the Ride Again Foundation, which is pretty cool because we had some injured riders that got flown in from different locations. They had to be flown in. Some came with families, but they were supported with gear, bikes to ride, food. Everything was paid for. Basically, I was just there as volunteering, help support them, make sure they got all their gear on, got on the bike, got off the bike, and got their gear off, and make sure they were hydrated, and just sparking the conversation. Now, it's pretty cool to see all the guys that were injured that actually showed up and participated. Like every last one of them had a significant injury, all different types, and yeah, it was just amazing. Just to have them go out and spend some laps. And the rider that I had, Chris, he's from Rhode Island, and he was a good sport. We put his suit on, and he was paralyzed from the waist down. So we had to communicate with our team to make sure that we were all ready for him when he finally got sent off, and when he come back, we'd be ready for him. And he went down on one of the sessions, and he was okay, and he rode 3 sessions after that. So like even that says a lot. Yeah, just the attitude that these guys have, and the program for itself is put together really well. These riders felt, at home. They felt loved, and I think it's a good program and should continue to more locations.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And I hope it does. It sounds like what they're doing, it will, because from what I can tell on social media, he's definitely getting a lot of love, and it's pretty cool to do. And what a way to give back, man. Really appreciate that. Reese, you want to add anything? I'm pretty sure you've seen Titanium online and stuff like that. I mean, we all been around the motorcycle community. We all know people who have gotten hurt. From it, and even in other sports and other walks of life where people have gotten hurt, and some folks are just kind of stay in the house and don't do anything. So to have an opportunity to get out and try to smile again, dream again, have fun again, at whatever level are, is pretty dope to see. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, for that to actually happen, for TJ to take part of that, I mean, I commend TJ for that, and I commend all the groups that put that together to get these guys back out that, had a significant injury, to let them get the chance to spend a couple of laps saying that, hey, we're here for you, that you're never forgotten. Let them smile again, to let them feel at home, like TJ said, let them feel at home again. It's great. It's great walks of life. I mean, that's, I've seen people go down and, get injured real bad. It's like they almost feel like a part of their life left, and they're like, I want to do this again, but I'm not be able to. So for groups that actually wanted to house that or help riders in that area, it's actually great. I mean, it's actually great. It's almost like a Wayne Rady when he does his laps, coming here in Laguna, to be paralyzed and still can be able to spend a couple laps, know that you have support. When you come to the track, you have support when you pit in or you pit out to go. So, for those guys to do it, I can't be more happier that they've done it.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's I think it helps so many other people when they see it, because, for a lot of folks, they kind of throw their hands up and don't really can see the light. So to even get a flashlight on and see someone else and spark an idea is pretty dope. Lewis, man, you're in the business of safety, so you know all about this. What are your thoughts, man?
Oh yeah, I've followed the Ride Again Foundation for a long time. I know a lot of guys that volunteer there. There's a couple of guys with the Yamaha Champion Riding School that volunteer there, Isaiah Davis and a few others. And not only with riders, but one of the things that a lot of people don't think about is a lot of military personnel that lose limbs in the military. They ride motorcycles also, and then they come back and they want to ride motorcycles, but they have a devastating physical injury, and they're trying to figure out a way to ride again. So the Ride Again Foundation doesn't just help those guys and girls, but they also help a lot of military vets or disabled vets to also be able to ride again. I mean, there's one gentleman that I've worked with several times. His name is Nathan Walden, and a big shout out to Nathan. He's been buying Dainese gear for several years now. I mean, I want to say like 6-7 years. And every time we make him a suit, we have to make one of the legs custom because he did have an injury while he was in the military, and he lost his leg just below the knee. And so he rides with a prosthetic, and he kind of also doing the same thing. He now trains other soldiers how to ride motorcycles safely when they're on the street, teaches them how to be better riders, takes them to the racetrack. He works with the Freedom Academy. So there's a lot of organizations that are really focused on helping injured, disabled riders to get back on a motorcycle, because you don't ever want to not be able to ride. Once you ride a motorcycle, man, that fires in you for life. It might not be as bright as it was, but it never extinguishes, man. It's very rare that somebody has ridden a motorcycle that passion extinguishes completely. There's always like an ember. There's always something that's a little fire that's still there. And all it needs is somebody to feed it a little fuel, and that little ember will turn into a fire again, man. That passion is still there. So I give a lot of love to everybody that helps people get on a bike after an injury, get on a bike after what some people would consider a catastrophic injury, and help them keep living with their passion, man. Don't let their passion get lost, because once, there's nothing worse, man. I know that feeling of thinking, man, I might not be able to ever ride again.
Right.
It hurts, man. It's demoralizing. The pain is, it's like, man, it's like losing a part of yourself.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. I think, I'm hoping to ride for a very long time, but it's just kind of like, I guess I got to be able to pick the bike up. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can always pick the bike up, because I can't imagine not being able to ride it on two wheels. Speaking of,
it was very organized though. So I don't want to cut you off. I was gonna say it was very organized. When the riders went out there, they weren't set free. So we always had to make sure that there was a coach to ride with them. So there was like 4 or 5 riders that we had to watch out for. So each one had a coach, and the coach came in with them. So they rode safely. They all had their own session. So it was pretty cool. The only good thing is that you had enough stuff, So there was one rider that couldn't fit a suit. And I was like, damn, he can't fit his suit. So we had to find a suit that fit him. And then it wouldn't sit down his legs. So they duct tape his legs just to make sure it was just on. And then one bike we put a guy on, and then the bike wouldn't start. So we had to like unstrap him again. And it's just, and then we had to wait for a rider to come in. We had to make sure they caught him. It's got to be organized. It was fun. But the most important is they all made it back safely, and they all had fun as well. So it was a good program.
That's what's up, man. No, it's I can only imagine. I can only imagine being out there, because as somebody helping now, you want to, there's no room for error, right? So it's one of those things where there's a lot of pressure on, just holding them up when they come in. I mean, or sending them off. I mean, and talking to Titanium, I asked about what about for lack of a better word, additional wheels. I was going to say training wheels, but additional wheels. So you don't have to worry about leaning the bike and keeping the bike up and stuff like that. And, his mentality is like, we want them to be just on 2 wheels. We just want them. There's some people that can jump on trikes or whatever, but we want them to be on 2 wheels, and they want to be on 2 wheels. So it's definitely an emphasis on just, being on 2 wheels and getting out there and getting that feeling back, or getting that feeling for the first time if you hadn't had the opportunity to ride before your injury and stuff like that. So pretty dope, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the connection. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be doing more. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about it down the road, because this is all part of motorcycle riding and racing. This is the part that a lot of people don't talk about. But it's there, and it's good to know that there's life after accidents. So with that said, we got MotoGP this weekend. I believe we obviously got MotoAmerica, so we're going to be out there. Lewis, you're going to be out in the Ridge. I mean the Ridge, out in Laguna Seca. We'll start with the U.S. before we go overseas. What are you hoping to see, TJ? I mean, we heard PJ. We thought PJ was over hanging out with the big boys and the big girls over in Mazzano and stuff like that. They got to feel good. That got to give some extra energy coming back. What are you hoping to see in MotoAmerica this weekend at Laguna, man?
I was to say, I think we also got World Superbike this weekend, don't we?
No,
So.
no. I'll double check while you're talking, but I don't think so.
But I think for PJ going over there, I don't know how much he probably learned in one weekend, but hopefully he can gain some confidence going into Laguna Seca. I really like this track, especially watching it there. So we'll see if he can, take the table in Supersport. I know Josh Herron likes this track. I know Schultz likes this track. So it's gonna be a battle. Sorry, I didn't mean to say him. He was in for Supersport.
We got
but yeah, I think PJ hopefully can have a good turnout, especially for how the season's gone so far. I mean, last race he did pretty well. So.
Right. Yeah, no, Herron's not in World Superbike anymore.
Supersport.
But Reese, I mean, you had some time off. You're getting back with the crew. I mean, I've never been to this track in person, but I like it. What are you hoping to see from your boys in blue? I'm pretty sure you guys already have. I don't know when you have your meetings and how the meetings are run. You might have to give me a schedule so I can,
Well, all I can say for you, man, I hope you got your walking shoes on. There's a lot of hills to climb. But I mean, I'm looking forward to getting back out here with the boys and have a good time. And I'm looking forward to hopefully see, Bobby, as Lewis will say, it's something about that hometown track that will give you that extra little horsepower. So I'm actually looking to see if hopefully Bobby can put it up on the podium or JD put it up on the podium, for our guys. And, I'm looking forward to a good race to see what we can do and see what everybody can do. I mean, it should be fun. I mean, we got a little special thing coming for everybody this weekend. So we should have some fun here.
Yeah, so, I mean, it must be business as usual when you say put it on the podium, because it seems like over a weekend, your riders have been able to at least get on the podium. So that has to feel good. I mean, I assume you guys would prefer to see a 1-2. How can they make that happen?
I mean, we're looking for a 1-2. I mean, Bobby's had some. If you remember last year, this is kind of one of the tracks that Bobby started his success run on. He was taking well control of the series. JD's done very well here in the past. A lot of guys have done well here, but those two, I know Bobby has done very, very well here in the past. So, I mean, we're looking to put it up on a 1-2 podium, see if Bobby and JD can, kind of come back off their podiums from the last race, can just piggyback off of it and, take control. We're not down by many points. I mean, we're right there still in battle. So we'll see what we can do here. You just got to get in front of those two guys, put those two guys behind you, and chip away at the points. I mean, we're not in a triple header situation yet, but we're right there. So we'll see what we can do. Like you say, back to business as usual.
Lewis, man, I mean, we see what Yamaha is doing between Schultz and the Attack Yamaha boys. We saw Sean Dylan Kelly doing something. Ducati's yet to figure anything out. Just through a lot of crashes, a lot of crashes, injuries on replacement riders. Let's talk about this weekend when you're hoping to see. You heard Reese say business as usual. Your boy Bobby should be the favorite. It's a lot this weekend.
I want to see my piece of the puzzle that's going to be revealed this weekend. I made a special design for this weekend. It's going to be out on the grid, and I'm hoping that it can make it through the entire weekend without any damage.
Okay.
But you'll see like some color schemes out there that I designed, and they look pretty cool. Unfortunately, I had to share them with another manufacturer, but that's kind of part of the game. But I'm hoping to see big things from obviously the Yamaha guys. I think Sean Dylan Kelly is still going to be. I think right now he's a little bit on a little bit of a tear. I think he's really starting to come to grips with the BMW, and the Orange Cat team is starting to gel really nicely. So I think he's really starting to set a pace. Unfortunately, Cam Beaubier is not here. So it's going to be another weekend where he's losing points to these other guys that are going to crawl back a lot of points really fast on him because he didn't have a lead that he can kind of sit out for a few rounds and expect to still be in the lead. I think he's already lost the lead to SDK. SDK might be the points leader right now.
I got to check. Yeah.
And again, I just think that Ducati is going to continue to struggle in Superbike. They just don't have the setup. They don't have the bike together. On PJ's side, he has a serious lack of confidence because he keeps chucking the bike when he shouldn't be chucking the bike, making small mistakes that grow into big mistakes. And once you start getting stuck in that quicksand, it's hard to get out of that quicksand. I mean, it only takes a couple of wins, but those couple of wins are a long way away when you got somebody about like Sean Dillon Kelly on you, and you've got JD Beach, and you got Bobby Fong, and you got all these hungry guys out there.
Right.
And even Matthew Schultz, he's out there too. And, we'll see what he can do with what's left of the parts on his bike. I know that team's having some struggles finding parts for the bike at the moment. So we'll see. I think the Attack Yamaha team, my boy's on that team, so I'm going to cheer for him more than anybody else. But I do like the Orange Cat guys, and I do like Sean Dillon Kelly as well. So I don't know, man. It's hard to pick a fave. And then in the other classes, I think it's going to be Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because the Super Sport classes, the Ducati class at this point, Yamaha has nothing for them. Nobody really has nothing for them in the Super Sport class, unfortunately. Like that V2 has just locked it in, man.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, Phil Jackson used to burn sage. It is California. You might be able to burn sativa to keep that suit nice and clean. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to take a lot of pictures of it before it actually goes on the track. So at least I have memories of it.
Okay. And to correct you, Lou, Matt's in first.
Oh, is it Matt's is in first? I don't really think about him much, so that's why I kind of say that.
I hope Bobby don't
you're gonna need a bodyguard.
Feel the threats from Lewis about the suit, so he has to keep it clean.
I'm going to be out there with my cleaning kit and cleaning in between sessions if I have to, man. I'm going to be cleaning the whole kit. You guys will see it when it gets there, but this is a conversation that I had with one of the principals at Yamaha about doing like a special livery at one of the events this year. Because I just think it's cool that every team should do one round where they have kind of a little bit of a special livery. I think it's just a cool little marketing thing. And, originally we were going to try to do it at Atlanta, but it was a little too soon, too close. But it would have made sense for Yamaha because Atlanta is right in the backyard of Yamaha HQ. But we kind of like settled on Laguna Seca as the time to do this. And, I think it's going to look really cool. I think the Attack Yamaha team is going to look pretty snazzy this weekend.
Nice. Can't wait. I'll be there on Thursday. Well, I think we're going to get out of here. I was going to talk MotoGP, but I mean, we're already running up on the time. But let's put our picks in for what to see this weekend. It's you gotta love it.
Here we go.
I'm gonna need some time. I'll go second or third or fourth.
I know. I'm Aprilia. I'm ride or die Aprilia.
Damn.
Yeah.
Saturing.
Yeah. I'm gonna. And it's tough because I think any four could win. So it's like it's I don't even know who. I mean, I guess I shouldn't pick Bezecchi because he's been crashing lately and getting himself in trouble. Out of all the Aprilia riders, he's got the least amount of points in the last 3 rounds and stuff. But I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go Bez. I'm gonna go Agura. And it's between Raul and I'll go Martin in the sprint and Raul in the main race. But the other two I'm keeping in both races.
You want to go, Lou?
You can go next.
I gotta go Marquez, Martin, and I'm going Agura in the sprint. I'm still going Mark. This is home track. This is his race. He said he was coming for it. Let's go Bezecchi, and we'll go Digi for a race or the race one.
Sprint, I'm going to go. You know what, man? I'm going to go for a full Marc Marquez sweep this weekend, man. So I got Mark in the sprint, and I got Mark in the main race, and then second in the sprint, I'll slide in Martin, and behind Martin, this is a tough one, man. Behind Martin, I'll put Agura, and then in the race itself, I'll put Marquez. I'll put Bez because he needs a bounce back, man. He needs a strong weekend before the break so that he can kind of like go off on a better point, on a higher point. So I'll put Marquez, Bez, and Pecco. I'll pull out of Pecco. I haven't put Pecco anywhere in anytime soon, but I think Ducati's got something at this track.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he could win it. I'm just being consistent, but I think Pecco could, and Digi is up there too. I'm not, it's tough. All right, TJ, you ready?
Yeah. So for the sprint, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know. So are we putting it in the order? I keep forgetting. Is it like the winning order is just who are the point?
Yeah, winning order, man.
It doesn't. I don't know if it's
This ain't show. This is win, not show.
I thought we get the points of who we pick.
Yeah, get points and no points. So
yeah. So I'll say in the sprint, I want to say Martin, Agor, and Marquez. Marc Marquez. For the GP race, I do want to say Fabio Di Antonio. Definitely want to say Mark, and I think Bezecchi is letting his season slip. So I want to go with say Martin.
Okay. That's what's up. There you go, people. Can't wait to see. It's going to be a crazy weekend, and you're right. World Superbike is also happening this weekend. So we got MotoGP, World Superbike, MotoAmerica.
That was easy. It's Bulaga, and Bulaga, and then whoever comes in second and third doesn't matter.
Hey, Bulaga has a chance to. He won that Ducati race, so like if he wins every race this year, like that would be some.
Like I said, man, winning every race is a tall task because you have too many variables. If he does it, it's amazing. And I didn't get to answer, but at the World Ducati event, I mean, he had a little bit of a grudge. He wanted to show how good he is. And if you look at everybody else is kind of just doing a track day mock race because they got a lot more. They got a lot more to lose. Pecco, it doesn't have that many points they can give up. Mark is fighting for points to get to the front again. I mean, if Bulaga crashed that weekend and got hurt, I think he's got like 750 points he can give up before second place even gets close to him. So he didn't really have that much to lose, and he knows how to ride the hell out of that specific bike on those specific tires on that specific track. So it wasn't a major stretch for him to go faster than everybody else.
Right. No doubt. I'm looking forward to the weekend, so can't wait for it. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. I want to thank TJ with 2 Wheels and Coffee, Reese from Attack Yamaha, the real Louis Ortega, the numbers guy. Peace.
Peace.